G'day, guys. What is going on? Hope you're all well. Doing a live stocky tonight. So, not as usual. We're not going through all the slides. We're just going to go through each player here on the screen. And what we're going to do is we're going to start with the rookies down back. Then we'll go to the midfield, then the forward. So, basically, start off with all those blokes under 250K from line to line that are actually playing this week. You can actually filter that if you've got the Supercoach Gold. So, we're going to start off with that. Then we'll take a look at a few of our primos and then hopefully get into a quick Q&A if we've actually got time. So, we've got a few legends on already. Jono, what's cracking, mate? How are you, buddy? H, how are you, legends? So, two of my favourite people, two of the longest serving members of my channel. G'day, H. How are you, boys? A little bit of carnage this week again. Boys. So, good thing is Cordwell is A-OK for now. McKercher has been named, but I've heard he's still got to train and get through on Saturday. So still question marks there. Fisher, well, he was actually named on field when teams are first announced. Now he's on the bench. I'm worried could be a sub here. I'm not too sure. He's originally named on field. So, oh, man, hopefully he's right. The ladies, man, Causa Blackledge. All the members here. Hey, Causa, you're going to be very excited about this, mate. Not only do you know we've got the beanies in, but Causa, hopefully yours will be there literally any day, mate, because the hoodies are in, my friend. The hoodies are in. So, I'm butchering this, am I? There we go there. And then on the back, there we go from AFL Doodles there. So, Causa, you'll be wrapped with that, mate. They are all in and absolutely brand spanking, mate. So, hopefully it will be there any day, my man. Tristan, g'day, Tristan. How are you, legend? Good to see you, my man. H, Merritt into Butters or Butters into Neil? Yeah, I know, man. I'm making the same decision at the moment. Oh, does he get tagged tonight, Merritt? I'm not too sure, mate. I'm not too sure. I'll be doing one of the two anyway. Definitely one of the two, mate. Yes, definitely Jono. Chateau, I was going to call you. Definitely Jono. Bought in. Oh no, the poo. Oh, man, I feel for people that have got the poo. It's I feel for you, man. I feel for you. What do you do? Like, these are the sort of trade-ins that you just it's just pure bad luck because the role was there again, played really well, scored really well, and then we hear about this injury. So you can't do anything about this, mate. So, all right, guys, let's actually get into this stocky itself. So I'll take the comments down so we can actually see the screen here. What we've done here is we're going to start with, as I mentioned before, the blokes under 250K that are playing this week in the defensive line. So the first bloke got here is Joe Fonte. So the 32 points last week for an average of 46.5. Now, he is the last player on the interchange bench. It doesn't mean that they're going to be sub, but does he have sub vibes? Possibly, but he's the cheapest defender that's playing this week that you can trade in. You've also got Huey Bond here. So 46, just played the one game, has been named again. It's going to be the sub. Well, we will find out. That's a good thing about these Adelaide blokes. We will find out. There's another guy in our midfields that we're going to talk about soon as well. But you've basically got these three blokes here. Caleb Smith as well, played the one game for a 5 with the sub there. So is he going to be sub again? I'm not too sure. But none of these blokes really feel with great confidence. You've got Nick Caulfield, scored a 34 last week. But again, very, very injury prone. Many of us may already have him if you've held on to him instead of Zach Reed, for example. Lots of us have had just a dead bench in our back line for a long time. But Caulfield there, 150K. Again, it's not really screaming pick me. Is Sam Banks with a 61 last week. He's played the 9 games, does have defensive mid status as well. So you could look to go there. But again, nothing fantastic from him so far. Lloyd Johnson, pretty exciting type player. 49 points last week. We're not seeing a lot here, are we? Logan Evans with the 71. He's actually got an average of close to 70. 220K though. So you can see we'll start with those 117 guys. We're already up to past the 200 mark here. Already you've got Rotham, didn't play last week. Names play this week. Nick Cox, Dara Joyce, Buku Karmas. We're seeing 40s, 60s here. Even the season averages, we're looking at, 50, 50 and 50 basically. So not a lot sort of separating these players. I suppose Karmas with that defensive forward status may be handy for some people. You got Harrison Petty with a 48. We know that Gorn hasn't been named again. Is he going to spend time in the ruck? Who knows? But against Big Shrek and LJ, I don't think he's going to do too much. So Vandermeer is another option. Matty Roberts. Now, this was a man that we all started with and we all jumped off, hopefully at the right time. Did wonders for me. One of my best selections this year. But he's now 241K, defensive mid status, and almost turned up last week. So he could be an option there. I don't think that we'll go past this other bloke, though. Archer, yeah, well, not really. 9 last week. Names play this week. Marchbank, Turner, Campbell, the 57. None of these blokes are really screaming at you, are they? Your Harry Edwards, Chincotta, Markov. Now we're going over 250K. So where is the bloke that I've obviously missed? Here he is. So it's Lawson Humphreys. If you don't have Lawson Humphreys and you're looking for a cheap defender down back under 250K, this is clearly the bloke that you want to get. Now, we know that Schoenmaker's been omitted this week. Humphreys just seems like the ideal replacement if you want to go rookie for rookie. But if you've got a McGovern, if you've got a Yo, and you've got trades in the bank, you simply want to go that way and just go premium for premium rather than your rookie for rookie. So these are the decisions that you've got. If you've still got a few trades up your sleeve, then you could look to do both even. So get in your Humphreys as well as, I don't know, a premium defender, any one of your choice, depending on how much money, trades and all the rest. But this is clearly the bloke that you want. 108 points last week, negative break even of 54. And at this stage, break evens aren't really important unless you're planning on making 2 upgrades, for example, this week, then the next week, and you're going to do one player, then the next, then you probably would. But apart from that, and I think that's going to be pretty rare, no one's really doing that. So you look at these blokes 3 games, 91, 66, and then a 108, playing the Bulldogs down at GMS, followed by North Melbourne. He's just got great scoring potential, doesn't he? So if we look at the fantasy stats here, we can see last week, 19 kicks, absolutely massive, 4 handballs, so a really nice kick to handball ratio there. 13 marks, if you don't mind. A tackle, free kick against, and not much else there. But 19 kicks, that's what we really like. What a talented type player he is. So at around the 200K mark with DPP, he's clearly the bloke that you'd be wanting to go there in your defensive line. We'll now go to the midfielders. And you will see a couple of the same players here, obviously, with those blokes that have their DPP. So we're going to go, so we're lowest price playing. So Carroll is actually back in the side this week. So he played the 11 games, didn't play obviously last week, but we'll see what happens with him. Big sub candidate though, in my opinion. Zane True is probably the bloke that you would look to get. So the 94 points last week, playing through the midfield, 138,600. So he's literally the second cheapest option that we've got in our midfields playing this week. So he's probably one you'd look to go, or else you've also got Zach Taylor, who turned up last week, similar to a Billy Dowling. So he's only 146,900. So not much separating True and Zach Taylor here. But these are probably the 2 realistically that you're looking at if you're trying to go cheap here. You can't really deny a 94 and a 103. If you look at the averages, 58 and 40, obviously sub-affected with Taylor there, but that's really impressive, that 103. So 2 blokes there that you could look to get in. Banks we've talked about. Long, this is really hard to control. Rowie. So Ned Long with the 41 points. Doesn't scream pick me. Zach Jones with an 89. The bloke's under 200. I don't know how he's getting games at the moment. Look at that season average 42. Look, maybe, I suppose you could, but I just wouldn't recommend it there. Humphreys, yes. Dylan Stevens, 77 last week, but really, he's just not good for Supercoach, this bloke. Very outside. Hugo Garcia. So if you've kept on to this fella, and it just so happens that you've got some carnage this week, what a godsend he is. Thank you to the fantasy gods. What's he going to do? I'm not too sure, but Yeah, we'll see what happens with Mr. Hugo. Good if you still got him, I suppose. You've got Edwards there, 68 points last week. Forward mid, at just over 200. If you think he keeps his spot and continues to play, could be an option. Cook, Nick Cox, Roberts, as we talked about. Campbell, we've already talked about. Manor is a mid forward, so I actually brought him in last week due to necessity. I really wanted to get Humphreys in, but I needed someone that was going to cover my forward line. So Manor was a man, and I think last week it was fine. You're now paying close to 250K. Look, he's still got a negative break even, which is nice, but it is a lot to pay. If you're really looking at that 250 mark, it's, basically Manor or Dowling, but he does have a negative break even of 50, looking to continue to go up in price. What we saw last week, we didn't see the tackle count like we did the week before. We did get the first goal of the game. So if we look back to round 17 where we got that 118, it was 14 tackles. So I didn't think that would be sustainable. And that was correct. So only 4 on the weekend. We look at the other stats here. Pretty similar in regards to kicks. Had more last week, but obviously didn't hit the scoreboard. Well, a couple of behinds, but not the goal there. A couple of free kicks against here as well. So look, 75s I'll take as a bench option at the moment. I don't think we can really expect those 90s unless you're talking about 23rd primo type quality blokes. So Manor at 250 is still an okay get, I suppose. And he does have that DPP status, which is also really, really handy. I think everyone's got Dowling at this stage. It's really easy tonight, wherever he is in your forward line, your midfield, wherever. Hopefully, if you can get him up forward, just chuck the emergency on him. And even if you've got some carnage here, you're not sure about whether or not you're going to trade or maybe sideways a premium, just see how Dowling goes. If you're able to loop him, if he gets, maybe a 90 plus, let's just say, then that's the best way to go about it, I think, and then just take his score. So all these blokes now are over the 250K mark. So we will now just go into now rucks. I think there were 2 players, weren't there? Selected to play. What's happening here? All right, sorry, I'll just clear these filters again, guys. So we'll go ruck. Yeah, if anyone doesn't know this feature, down the bottom here, you can actually go, I'm butchering this, selected to play. So that's really handy. You don't have to filter through all those blokes that obviously aren't getting a game. So ruck, and then we'll go under 250K. All right, so Henry Smith looking to debut. So did get some good oil, saying that it would be Logan Morris, it would be omitted for Henry Smith, which was the case in the end. So good job on that. You know who you are, mate. Jack Williams, 216,900, does have forward ruck. So if you copped a donut last week with a Max Gorn and you're assuming to be back this week, you're hoping to, maybe someone like a Jack Williams, but probably not really. And then the Krug, what did he have? Was it gastro or something during the week? And he had to stay away for 48 hours. But yeah, it looks like he's been cleared to play. So that would be a big, big relief for lots of people there. Onto the forward line now. So you've got Hanson Jr., who's actually been named to play this week. He was one of the inclusions along with the Fish. Corey Warner also playing this week. So they've got a few missing, like your Rowbottom, Mills, McInerney as well. So Warner's came into the side. Probably sub-candidate for me. Shadow Brain actually played a really, really impressive game last week. Now, it doesn't show on the Supercoach scoreboard, but really effective with his disposals, good decision-making, a couple of inset marks, which was nice. So very, very happy that he managed to get a full game. So, look, you could look to go there at 126,100. Issue is he doesn't have DPP. I'd always like to have someone with DPP. You got Jack Carroll, who I mentioned before. Steely Green for 54 last week. It doesn't fill you with great confidence, but they're a lot cheaper, aren't they? You've got a lot more cheap forwards than you've got defenders. Hutchinson, 36. Wakefield, 170. Average of 58. Bruce, the old fella. Marrick hasn't been doing much, though. Francis Evans with an 82. Catters, we all had him. McMullen, 67 last week. Humphrey. And now we're probably not really keen on too many here. Well, Darcy Jones with a 73. Lots of us had. 58.7 for an average. Sharman with an 82. Karmas we talked about. Where's Melksham? Yeah, there's Melksham. So Melksham's actually scored a 93 last week. So he's come in for his 2 games, averaging 77.5. So probably out of the forwards, For what he's produced the last couple of weeks, it wouldn't be the worst. We're pretty desperate. I'd probably go Mana still with that DPP ideally. And then you got Gary Rowan there, who I don't think we're too interested in. Now, comments, guys, I have not got to... I don't even know where I am here. All right. All right, Donut Man. Thoughts on Ben Keys? Benny Keys. Apparently, mate Jake was saying that he's gone to merit a little bit in the past, has he? All right, Benny Keys. So break even to 36. Gee, that last three's snuck up on me. 120, 93, and a 123. Gee, he's in good form, isn't he? So, yeah, I was going to say still be at 436 with those three in his system. He must have had a poor run before that. So what are we talking? 70, 35, 66, 54, 93, 64, 94, 350s in a row. Yeah, so it seems like that's a bit of a pattern, isn't it? So if we look here, so we've basically got, so you've got your mid-90s, 350s, mid to high 90s, 350s, but then he's gone his 120 over that mid-90, but then continued on for the next two. And that's the first time that we've seen Keys do that this season. So he's definitely in the best form he's been in. See, I haven't really been tracking Keys. What's his role been? So averaging, so that's 20, 33. So averaging 11 kicks. 22, 26. Yeah, okay. So about 8 handballs. What's his tackle count? So 8, 2, and 8. Couple of 8s are healthy. Yeah, so hitting the scoreboard. So 2, 4, and 1. So he's kicked 7 goals within the last 3. That was a decent stretch there with 3, 2, 2, 94, 64, 93. Yeah, so it looks like he definitely needs to hit the scoreboard, doesn't he, to have any sort of a score. Will he look to tag Azerot or someone? I'm really not too sure. Look, mate, in the form that he's in, if you look at that 3-rounder, for price at 436, given the fact he's a forward option, when we don't have many up our sleeve, he's not the worst. But I can't guarantee what his role is going to be moving forward. We saw some inconsistencies there, particularly earlier on the season with those stretch of 50s. So if he gets on one of those stretch of 50s again, then I think you're in trouble, mate. But he's got, well, it's not easy, is it? So Hawthorn, Geelong, he's at the Adelaide Oval, Dogs, Port Sydney. Jeez, it's not an easy run, mate. But for price and what he has been producing, then I think it's okay, mate. I think it's okay. But I must admit, I haven't really been tracking his form at all, mate. Oh, missed where I'm at again. I think this is where we are. Fevolution, hey, mate. How do you stoked to catch on live stream, mate? Peace to you, brother. Thanks for tuning in, mate. Appreciate you. Joel Spud, man, trading out Real, but only 5 forwards to get any midfielder recommendations. We'll have a look at that soon, mate. Cause I picked Evans at 102K for Hutchinson. Nice, mate. Johnny boy, hey, Johnny, how are you, mate? Hey, I decided not to use my last trade since it was just moving my bench around. Happy with my on-field team. Nice work, mate. Yeah, look, I'd recommend rather than sideways trade or anything like that, just hold that trade if you can, guys. If you've got one in the bank, that'll come in so handy, I guarantee you. Jack Blutcher, g'day, Jack. G'day, legend. How's your week been? Mate, I've been absolutely buggered this week, mate. First week back at school, getting up early, and the wind today, I don't know if anyone lives around the northern suburbs, but it was probably the worst I've ever taught in outside, mate. We had soccer and footy today out there, and it was shocking, mate, shocking. But hey, can't complain, mate, when you're playing a bit of footy with the kids, can you really? But yeah, no, appreciate it, man. Had a shit week and haven't looked at Supercoach, but just booked a 10-day trip to Cyprus in August. Magnificent, my man. I got a few kids at my school from Cyprus. Meant to be awesome, mate. Sick of the cold, rainy Norwegian weather. Ready for the hot sun, mate. Hope you have a ripping time there, mate. And yeah, the Norwegian weather, it feels like we're in Norway at the moment down here, brother. I tell you what. But yeah, enjoy your trip, mate. Don't worry about the super coach. Don't take that too seriously. Just make sure you relax and enjoy yourself, mate. But yeah, appreciate you tuning in, buddy. All the best, man. Acha. What do I do with Yo? I've got Yo and I'm holding at the moment, mate, because apparently it's soreness. So, look, if you're getting a donut, then it's up to you if you want to cop the donut or use your last trade. If you got your one, if you got multiple trades, certainly trade him out if that will avoid the donut. But if you got a Humphreys or someone down back, mate, they're very easy hold for mine. He's just sore at the moment. And so I'll just get your Humphreys on if you got him. Depend what your coverage is like, mate. Humphreys has replaced Stewart role when he went to mids, and that is a lovely role, isn't it, Causa? Should just kept Garcia, trade him out in round 12 for Harrison. Oh, look, we just didn't know about Garcia, though, did we, mate? Then went Harrison to Brown in round 15, not my best trading for the season. It was basically a dead rookie, Johnny. I wouldn't, go to off yourself for that, mate. With Fisher named on bench now, is this a worry, H? Yeah, I was spewing, mate. That's the first thing I looked at when I just looked at the teams. Is the Fish still named at half back, and he was actually moved to the bench. So I'm not too sure, man. I'm not too sure. I hope it's okay. I'm still a little bit worried about McKerchat, to be quite honest. I've heard he still needs to train and get through training on the Saturday. So, yeah, I'm like selfishly as a non-Kerch owner, just hoping that they just rest him so the Fish definitely gets a full game. But look, at the end of the day, mate, it's at least he's been named in the 23. I suppose that's a positive for those that held anyway. Slim, Field Oliver over Humphreys. Oh, look, mate, that's gut feel for you, mate. That is absolute gut feel for you. Look, if you look at averages, you'd probably field Humphreys, wouldn't you? To be quite honest, you can't believe like what's Supercoach 2024 come to when you're saying possibly Humphreys over Oliver. That's complete gut feel with your man, because look what people did with taking Humphreys' score over Nick Martin last week. There's certain things that you just can't predict, mate. So, a bit of gut feel. Look at the matchups. Oliver's probably getting, I don't know. Who are Melbourne playing again? Matches. Can't believe I'm forgetting this. Freo, isn't it? Yeah, Freo. Shouldn't get tagged. Humphreys. Oh, look, mate. I don't know. I'd probably say almost Humphreys, which is sad. Next one. Cooper Trooper. G'day, Coop. Just joining one question. Would rather get Fisher in this week or wait till next week? Rather get Fisher in this week or wait till next week and grab Dylan Moore? Put it to context, I'll be able to get from Dealing to Moore next week. Oh, look, I reckon it's a little bit risky getting the Fish this week, mate, just because, as we were just saying with H then, he's been moved from halfback in the original team sheets now to the interchange. I'm a little bit concerned that he may be the sub. A little bit concerned, but I don't want to put you off like that. But I think it's a little bit risky getting the Fish in, mate, unless you've got other intel, mate. Ryan, Harry McKay, good pick. Seems like a good run home. Hey, it's life for key forward, mate. So we've seen what's happened with Charlie Curnow. Some weeks it's great. Some weeks it's not. We saw the matchup against Richmond with Charlie Curnow, for example. And I know I'm saying Curnow, but two key position players here just as an example. So sometimes when you look at matchups, it works out. Other times it doesn't. You look at, the inside midfield matchups. The Dogs are meant to be like the hardest team. Look at what Zach Butters and Connor Rozee did to that Dogs midfield with that matchup, supposedly the hardest matchup that you can get. So matchups aren't always, a guarantee for good scoring or low scoring. So a good pick, maybe, but I never recommend getting in key forwards, mate. If he's at your price point and he's maybe that 23rd type, he could be good to loop because key forwards can give you spike scores, but I wouldn't be relying on him to give you great scores week in, week out, mate. Michael, hey, mate. ADR, as an avid Lions man, will the Toaster be back to full game this week? Or you think he's going to be sub again? Yeah, I was trying to ask myself the same question, mate. He's been so reliable for us. With the team changes, I don't think that they're going to start Smith, obviously, as the sub. Oh, let's have a look at the actual lineup. So Brain, Fletcher, Smith, Berry, Archie. Where is Revel? So he's actually been named on field. Do you know what? I reckon if Brucey's been named on field, that he will not be the sub. So I would actually say, in my humble opinion, mate, I think that Brucey's going to get a full game. Hope so anyway, mate, because I love him. One of my faves. Jaskell, I think I'm pronouncing that right, mate. Hey, dear, I hope you're well, mate. Cheers, brother, you too. Got one trade left. All areas full primo, other than Kerno, but questionable. Yeah. Have Humphreys, Dowling, Kruger, and Richards as cover. So I trade this week or hold. All areas full primo. No, I would absolutely hold, mate. Absolutely hold. If you got no carnage there, mate, absolutely hold that trade, in my opinion, brother. Sunso 94, trade out gone. Look, it's up to you, depending on what your team structure is, mate. If you're going to cop a donut, then yeah, maybe. But I think he misses this week, and I think he's definitely back the next week. He was really, really pushing close for a return. Was involved in match sim as well during the week. So I think he's definitely right for next week. Or when I say definitely right, I'm no doctor, but I would, yeah, in my gut says he should be definitely right. So if you're not going to cop a donut, mate, you've got cover, I would be holding personally. But yeah, personal decision, up to you, man. Kerno or Moore, I reckon probably Dylan Moore for, well, when I say consistency, right, at least he gives you like a 160, then a 60, then a 140, then a 70. Whereas Kerno could be just carnage. So I'd probably say Moore, mate. I don't like key forwards, never have. Do you want to hit me with answering questions? Yep, cool, Jono. I'll have to remember to actually look, mate, down here below. Hey, yeah, g'day, Vic. How are you, brother? Slim, cheers. No worries at all, bud. Hey, Gemma here. How's your first week back at school? Very good, thanks, Gemma. Our Lions have made a good comeback. How do you think we'll go against the Swans? I appreciate you, Gemma. Thank you very much. Hope you're well as well, mate. Look, do you know what? I think that, well, you are Sydney, which if there's one team that they wouldn't want to come up against, I reckon that it would be Brisbane at the Gabba. In saying that, they actually match up really well against us, Sydney, and they always have. Charlie's a good in. Not that he's been really setting the world on fire. I think it'll be a good ruck battle. The big O and Brody Grundy. Really looking forward to that one. Henry Smith with his first game is interesting. I think that we'll give it a real crack. And I'm trying to take the bias out of this, but we are the most informed team in the comp, got the longest winning streak. I think we'll continue that. I think we'll continue it. It's going to be a mighty challenge, but they do have, and when I say Mills, he's not, you can't really count Mills in a way, can he's in 1 week and out the next. But Rowbottoms, I think, is going to be a big miss for them, as well as McInerney as well. I think he's been a pretty important cog for Sydney. So I think given the fact they've got a few outs, that we can actually get the job done, mate. Fingers crossed anyway. If we can, then look out top four. Look out top four. Arrow, g'day, mate. G'day, love watching you the boys each week. Appreciate you, man. Hope the team does well this week. Cheers, brother. I'm going Sinclair VC into Butters C this week. I like it, man. Sinclair's going to be a real pod. And Butters, now that Graham's out, I'm hoping that they just go, look, bug the tag. Let's just see how midfield goes. I'm not too sure, but yeah, I don't mind that. Butters, I think if you own Butters, he's got to be in your loop somewhere, whether it's the VC or the C. I almost prefer him as a VC, but yeah, as long as you've got him in your loop somewhere, I think that's good. All right. Hey, Flynn, how mate? In a tough spot, should I go Bruce to Dawson, trade 1? Is that Jordan Dawson, I'm guessing? Or Bruce and Richards to True and LDU? Only problem is trade 2 means I can't get a 24th. Oh, look, I don't think a 24th premium, mate. If you've got a 23rd premium, you're absolutely fine, mate. So Bruce and Richards to True and LDU. Yeah, I'd do the second one, mate. Bruce and Richards to True and LDU, because you're getting like Uber premium 1 week, aren't they? Some players, and then not the next. But LDU's been in pretty good form, mate. True is probably the rookie of choice at the moment. And then Bruce and Richards, we don't even know if these guys are going to be getting full games, etc. So yeah, definitely like trade 2, mate. Eventually, I go for league. I could hold Evans and loop with Humphreys and have 21 premiums and get Rao to Neil, Dunkley, and Goulden. Have 3 trades, 180k in the bank in a few weeks. Yeah, look, if you're going for league, my advice always is if you're going for league, if you've got a top four spot locked up, then hold off on the trades and then just go bang when it comes to finals. It's different though if you're actually pushing for finals. You're gonna have to use them and be aggressive with them. But if you're already pretty much locked in a spot in a league, and some people already are at this stage, then I would be holding trades. Benny Franklin, g'day, Benny. Hey, go. You're too kind, man. How fun is Supercoach picking pods? I've Justin McInerney so stiff. Oh, it is, man. It is. He's one of those blokes. Causa, it was actually asking about him. Was it 2-3 weeks ago? I think Causa in the stocky, and he'd been super consistent, mate. So I actually like that pod. I like the fact that you jumped on him, but you suffer now, don't you? When no one else is really suffering, and that's the thing with pods, mate. You ride the real highs when they go off, but when they get injured or they go down, it's so painful, man. Bad luck, buddy. I'll get back in the stocky as well. Vic, hey there, draft question here. Draft. I'm not great at draft, man, but I'll try to help you. I've had enough of fives. Sorry, my phone's going off. Oh, it's my mum. So I hate not answering my phone for mum. Hey there, draft question here. I've had enough of fives inconsistent scoring. Would you recommend grabbing a McRae or Shoal off their waivers, or stick it out with Fifey? Oh, look, Fife for McRae, mate, is pretty much a much for much. Shoal, I know nothing about, man. Shoal. Yeah, you can tell it's draft. So random with a Shoal. Right, Shoal. 478. All right. Wow. What? Lachlan Shoal. I'll tell you what. So since round 11, 129, 107, 99, 98, couple of 82s and 118. Oh, look, I would, mate. Yeah, looking at that scoring there, I'd absolutely go with Shoal over Fife because you're getting consistency. Like his floor since round 11 has been 82. And then after that, 98s, 100s. Yeah, absolutely. I'd go Shoal, mate. What a pick. Well done there, Vic. Yeah, I'll most likely be fourth or fifth will become. Yep. So I'd definitely hold on to those, mate. Yep, absolutely. All right, let's get back into. Got through all the comments here. Let's get back into this stocky. All right, so we've gone through all the rookies now. We'll now filter. Let's go those maybe 250 to 500 type players, and we might not even filter by position. We'll just go through. I reckon we'll just go through by price. So let's go 250. Oh, sorry, this is so glitchy. Okay, we'll go 260. It's 500. No, we'll go 250. Come on, help me out here. There we go. All right. We want people that are playing this week, obviously. Selected to play, and let's go by 3-round average here. So Benny Key, someone's asking about before, right at the top there. We did take a little look at him. So he's a bit sneaky as a forward there. James Warple with a 3-rounder of 108.3 with 91 under 500. This is a big one here. What a ceiling game. Now, we haven't seen this from Toby Green this year. Break even of 34. This would be the week to jump on. But that is literally his second ton of the year. So if you look before that 154, and again, playing against Richmond, 67, 94 is okay, but then 70s, 60, a couple of close to tons here, 99 and a 98, 93. But he's very hit and miss, isn't he? Very, very hit and miss. Gold Coast, Melbourne, Hawthorn, Brisbane, Freo, and the Bulldogs aren't the easiest run. Yeah, probably not for me, but he's got the talent to obviously bang out a big one. Bozier with a 105 last week, 103.7 could be an option. Jackson, so unfortunate that Shrek's back this week for Dogger owners. But again, if you got a Gorn and maybe you're using Kruger as your cover and you weren't too happy, then you could just get a Dogger in your forward line and swap him into the rucks this week, get Kruger on the bench. But, Dogger, when he's not the actual number one ruck, he's not a great scorer at all. So who knows? Krugs could match him this week for all we know. Aaliyah, that's crept up on me. 106 last week. Papley, with a 147. McKerch is a big one. Now, I would usually say yes to McKerch, but he's got question marks around his availability and fitness this week. The 79, now, obviously, I think the reason why I spent the last 16 minutes on the bench last week and he actually lost points, which is really frustrating for people, for owners, was that the reason was he was sore. So I just couldn't recommend him under that injury cloud, unfortunately. Dan Rioli, 100 for a 3-rounder, 92 last week. Combin has been really good, taking those couple of contested marks each game type thing. Sam Berry with a 106. So he's 344. He's had a really nice 3-round average. Definitely someone you could go with. Adam Sard. Now, my man Dan, Frio Tragicone's Adam Sard, he's been up, down, up, down, up, down, but 133 last week. Remember last year, he started off like a house on fire. Was it like 6 tons in a row or something like that? I can't remember. Excuse me, but he was looking like a great selection. A very hit and miss at this stage, but, close to 100 to a 3-rounder. His teammate, Blake Acres, we're just not really going these guys as mids, are we? I don't think. Battle with the 114 last week. Dempsey's been terrific. 97 for his 3-rounder. You got Cal Ward there. Van Rooyen, who my man Clarkey on the footy mailbag joined those legends the other week. Him and Damo, he was part of Clarkey's Spark. So not a bad call there, Clarkey. Well done, mate. Ed Langdon with the 120 last week. Steele. Mr. Sidebottom, 105. 95 for a 3-rounder. Himmelberg. Moyle in the rucks. What's happening with Witts? Don't know how long Witts is out for, actually. Shaw we just talked about before. He's been really good, actually, but really one of our midfield spots, like his Shaw, geez, you'd want to have big kahunas to go there. Unless it's draft, absolutely. Clug, probably not very consistent, is the Clug. Ollie Wines, Chera, Berry. So I'm probably need to skip through these, don't I? Jai Simpkin, not bad as a forward option. Look, if you're looking for that extra forward option, named in the guts again this week, he hasn't been the worst. He's been pretty good in the last 5 weeks, Jai Simpkin. Really the one failure. And then the 85, do you call that a failure? Not an absolute one, I don't think. I think that's okay. Tucker, damn you, Tucker. Want him out so Fish can get a good run. Rob, been named this week, 79 last week. Jordan Dawson's under 500 for 108. I think he's got good history against Essendon, doesn't he? Jordan Dawson, or am I completely making that up? I might be. No, I'm not. 168, 127, 97. He's been out of form, though, hasn't he? So the last 4, 79, 94, 60, 108. Geez, the role's interesting with him as well, isn't it? Essendon, Hawthorn, Geelong, Dogs, Port, Sydney. Look, he's under 500K. He's one of those picks where you just look at potential, where you could just say, yeah, look, he's under 500K. Tim Kelly, I've never been a fan of Tim Kelly. Weeding with the 110. I'm worried about his back and just getting whacked each week. Sweet. Bit of a nightmare type pick. Suppose he made me 150K. DeGoey, I couldn't really trust. Pendles, no. Josh Dacos, real pod. All right, so someone's asked about Big Harry before. Is he going to be a good pick? I can't answer that, but well, he hasn't hit the ton since round 6, but he's given 1, 2, 3. He's given 4 90s in that time. Yeah, North, just a good matchup. Collingwood, Port, Hawks, West Coast. Look, you could get a bit of a ceiling game here. Carlton just want to go whack and really put their foot in the pedal this week and hopefully add some percentage and give themselves confidence. It could be, but there's just no guarantees with it. For the price, though, at just under 400K, I don't mind it, to be quite honest, in the forward. You got Langford there at 380, but we're sort of getting desperate a little bit there. Look, Clary went 100 last week. Clary versus Humphreys. Yeah, it's a mixed bag, isn't it? 97, 32, and then I said goodbye after that 32. 101, 51, then 100. 300 OS. Oh, geez, it'd be hard to invest in. There's no way that I could recommend Oliver, but if you literally got, 400 to 420K, he's probably the option. Like he's Clary, but he's not Clary. He's just a different Clary. Horn France is very, very disappointing there with a 46 up and down as well. De Koning, I think the Great Pig bought him in, which was harsh because he's just had a pattern good, bad, hasn't he? Yeah, so 135, 64, 125, 58. So you're hoping that this week is a good week and he's coming up against Tim English. So you're hoping that he goes okay. But what was it like? 5 hit outs he had last week. It was, yeah, amazing. Not in a great way, amazing. Carl Amon, the 102 last week. My Pepsi Max King, he's had a pretty consistent season, actually. Ben Miller is a ruck forward, only the 56, though. Does have 3 round of 80. Tommy Powell, I might actually get back to the questions for a sec here. All right. Merritt VC or Butters C or Butters VC, LDUC. It depends on whether or not you think that Butters is going to get tagged, mate. If you don't think he's going to get tagged, then maybe take the chance on Zeret and then be really confident on hopefully a big score from Butters. If you think there's a chance that Butters does get tagged, then potentially go into LDU, mate. Caldwell VC or Nick Martin. I'd probably go neither, man. Let us know who your other options are, Michael. I probably wouldn't go either. I haven't thought of either of them, but be definitely a pod move, mate. Exotic Gamer, worth using final trades for upgrading Rao to Crips, trying to push top 1K and Rao being taking my score for weeks. Look, it's a risk versus reward, mate. So, look, you could keep that trade and have no carnage for the next 5 weeks and be kicking yourself for not using it, or you could literally upgrade Rao to Crips, and then when your Uber Primos goes down for the year, hopefully I'm going worst case scenario here, and then you're thinking, damn, why didn't I just hold it? Now I'm stuck with a 600K guy on the bench for the rest of the year. So, look, if you really want to push to the top 1K, there's 2 ways you go about it, mate. You either use that trade now and go bugger you, Rao. You're not even as good as a mid-pricer at the moment, like a rookie. Like rookies are literally scoring more than you at the moment. And we're going to go up to Cripper, who's a pod, really, really good form. Or else you go the other way and you think, do you know what? My advantage could be actually banking this trade. And when or if one of these big boys do go down, it will probably need to happen next maybe 2 to 3 weeks for this to be a big advantage for you. Then you can then use that trade while other people that have got 0 are literally benching that player for nothing. So they're the 2 ways to go about it, mate. It depends which way that you would want to go, but that's the best advice I can give to you, brother. All right, no more comments. Let's get back to Stocky. So Mark Keane, is he going to go back to Collingwood? Possibly, not too sure. Halloran, Georgiadis, Tom Powell. Geez, he's been disappointing since I traded him out anyway. Remember when he was getting the 90+% CBAs, 100s, 90s, but just nothing now. Do you know what? As a key forward, you've also got Jeremy Cameron, who could be, well, he's in competition with a Harry Mackay. I always butcher his name. Yeah, look, do you know what? Apart from the 56, since round 12, 91, 96, 102, 56 not good against Essendon, but 101, and then 75 isn't a complete disaster. But that is as consistent pretty much as you can get for a key forward. Bulldogs North, yeah, not bad matchups there. Adelaide, Freo, Saints, West Coast. You could go worse than a Jeremy Cameron, but be prepared, 59, 50, 61, 57, but 101, 140, 126, 101, 102, you get your good, your bad, and your ugly with key forwards. I'm just repeating myself when it comes to key forwards. Noble Ewan's a really decent player. Loman, I love this man. He's such a good bloke as well. Like I had a really good chat with him on the family day. And Little Riv loved him as well. Literally the only player they didn't cry for and actually loved Kyle Loman. So good judge of character is Riv. And he's so super exciting to watch as well. Has that goal the other week, that dribbler. He's X Factor. Now, some people call him a bit of a flog, right, for the way that he celebrates. But why not let the young man, show a bit of character, enjoy himself, G the boys up, G the crowd up. Footy is an entertainment industry at the end of the day. So don't take his arrogance, because he's really not that arrogant. I'll tell you, when it comes to actually speaking with him in real life. He's a lovely fella. Bit of a tangent, but love Kai. Just didn't think he'd be a pick, given the fact he was a sub all the time. But yeah, once McCarthy went down, that was a big thing for Kyle Loman. Got his opportunity, which is good. Look, Bolton, 73. Look, even the other week where he got multiple goals, he still didn't actually get any type of a monster score. Did he even get to the ton? No, he didn't. So 4 goals, 3. And look, if he converts one more of those, then it's a ton, but only the 98 points. So what's this bloke going to actually have to do to reach a ton? I don't know. We haven't seen it since there was that 3-round stretch, wasn't there? That's it. So he's gone on an absolute heater. And my poor man, Jules, crazy fox. So, and I should have said right at the start, thank you very much to all of our very, very special guests that came onto our community pod this week. Phenomenal. 3.5 hours. So the biggest episode I've ever been involved with, but big shout out to everyone there. Make sure you do check it out. Show these guys some love. Follow them on X. In the description of that video, got all their Twitter handles and all the rest. So X, Twitter, always go between the two. Same. But please show them some love. And for those people that may have missed out at the start, very, very exciting news. We've now got the hoodies that are in stock. So got them in my hot little hands there. The Swordplay hoodies. On the back, you've got the Swordplay crew there. So that's it there. And that's all customized by AFL Doodles. So make sure you give the great man a follow on Twitter as well. Very, very talented individual and great man is AFL Doodles. So, if you're interested in a hoodie or a tee, stickers, notebooks, we're getting all that in stock. So got all this stuff literally at my house at the moment. So, put your order in if you are keen. Beanies are absolutely sold out, but we are putting the order in. So you can still actually order them. I think there's about 4 or 5 that are on order at the moment, but hopefully next week they'll be coming through as well. So thanks for your support on there, guys. George Hewitt, good to see this man back. Like, I can't believe he's being used as a sub. I really, really rate George Hewitt. Really hard at it. Contested beast. Can play a negating type role as well. So, yeah, big fan of George Hewitt. But given the fact he's sub, he's in and out, you can't really recommend him at the price here. For example, didn't play last week. Good to see him recalled, though. Harris Andrews, he's had some good games, but not reliable. Thank you very much, Billy Boy, for last week. 101 from Billy Dowling. We all had him on field, didn't we, for your Heaney's or Fishers or Rankin, whoever else you had there. So well done there. Sexy is back this week. So Alex Sexton is back. I traded him last week, so I'm a little bit spewing over that. But I thought, look, with Weller coming back and this and that, he just won't get back on the side. So pretty surprised to see him back. If you held the faith, and you probably didn't hold the faith, you were probably just that desperate that you couldn't get rid of him, you're absolutely wrapped. What's his ownership? Still 23.5. That would be very low, though, on the top, I'd say 1 to 5%. Rayner I couldn't recommend, but could see a little bit more consistency in his game for 100. Jeezy looks good some games, doesn't he? Matt Rao, it's so hard. Do you use your final trade? I know Spills is done with him. George is done with him. I really feel for Matt Rao owners. You look at his score here, 137, 155, 99, 129, 135, 126, 136. You are peaking. You are peaking. If you get him in round 4, 5, you're going, absolutely, I've got myself an Uber for the year. Falls off an absolute cliff, 65, 83. It looks okay again, though. 128, 94, 111. We're going, all right, just a couple of bad games. No, that was just leading up and preparing for a terrible, terrible 5-round run. A pair of 82s, a pair of 79s, and a 65. It's getting worse and worse and worse. What do you say and what do you do? I don't blame you if you want to get rid of him. This West Coast game, traditionally against West Coast, he goes absolutely nuts. But there's nothing to write home about. Yeah, look at that. So the West Coast game, 136, 165, 157. So you either basically decide to get rid of him now and then be prepared literally in another 2 weeks for him to go his first 130 plus in a long time, or else you just hold him and hope and pray and do everything you can that he just gets a banger in that West Coast game. If you hold him and he doesn't, you'd want to quit. So it's up to you. It's up to you. I don't blame you if you want to use your last trade, but I'm always one when I've got my last trade, I'm using that for an injury. As bad as my on-field premiums are going, I use it for an injury. That is just me. You may be completely different, like Spills. Spills just full sending it because he just can't stand the man anymore. Wood Dangerfield, Jack McHale with 86 just is not Supercoach relevant anymore, unfortunately. Nankervis, Darcy with 99. We're not paying up, are we? Ashley with the 54. Reed, no. Prestia, absolutely not, because he'll get injured this week most likely. Ryan Shaw, yeah, look, I'm really just going to start skipping through here. D'Ambrosio's actually been named to play, so if you're watching at the moment, bloke, you would be absolutely wrapped with that, because you're dealing with Yo, I know, down there as well, and McGovern, and not good. Sammy Draper is a cheap ruck. Someone actually brought him in against me in the league. Who was? I forget which league it was, but I was thinking, what's going on here? And actually did pretty well. I didn't realize he was a forward ruck either. That's how much attention I'll be paying. Tholstrup looks like a bit of a player for me. Not the best score. Look, Fife, Salem. These are really disappointing scores from week before. See if Jackie Buckley stays in the country or goes over to Paris. Yeah, look, there's nothing really here, is there? Cautious. I may be skipping past players, but I'm aware of the time. And lots of these blokes are at a very awkward price. You got Kerno there, 89. His kicking for goal was just shocking, wasn't it? But what do you do? Freya, 66. No, lots have moved him on now. Taylor Adams, 62. Will Graham, hopefully he's not the sub for those that need to field him this week. Hunter Clark from 86, so injury prone though, just breaks jaws, I feel sorry for him, but just always seems to be issues there. Swallow's been named after being omitted last week along with Sexton. Comes back in the squad. Then you're looking at your stringer types here. Bowie's. Billings is back in. No, there's just nothing here, guys. I don't think at the moment. All right. Damn, geez, we've got a heap of comments now. All right, where am I? Am I here? Sorry if I've skipped comments, guys. I don't know where exactly I'm. Like, they've all banged through all of a sudden. Tommy Fisher, g'day. Love you. Love you too, Tommy. What to do with Real? And I just talked about Real, obviously there, man. And Gorn, 4 trades left, plenty of cash to work with. Look, I reckon Gorn's definitely back next week, mate. So it depends who you got as cover there. Whether or not it's Dogger or Kruger, you're probably not looking at a great score, man. So, look, if you want to go up to your Nank, sideways to your Sherry types, whoever you want, you could. Again, with Real, as I just said, mate, it just depends. But if you got 4 trades left, I would be actually tempted to do it. As long as you can keep a good couple up your sleeve for injuries, then I think it's okay to trade them. I would preferably, mate, depending on if you've got decent cover for Gorn, maybe just go your Real up. But again, up to you, mate, team dependent. But I would definitely, if you got 4 trades, I would get rid of one of them anyway. Probably Real, I think. Flynn, who'll tag Butters with Richmond tag? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he's going to get tagged now, mate. And that's pretty big, actually, particularly for our, our captaincy lineup. So if I look at the Richmond side here, Richmond v Port. So they've got in their midfield Baker and Hopper, along with Prestia there. On the bench, Thompson Dow, Tom Brown, Sonzi Banks, Caleb Smith. There's no one really here that really stands out to me. And let's be honest, with some of the names here, unless it's Liam Baker, they won't be able to do much, really, will they? You know, Thompson Dow, someone they try to give the job to. We're talking Zach Butters here, one of the most talented mids / players in the comp. Hard as nails, hard runner. Yeah, look, I don't know. Maybe message Abs, the great Abs, or Swizz from Supercoach Insider on X, and they're the Richmond boys. They'll be able to hopefully give you the good goss there, mate. Or Bont into Goulden. Look, you could go Bont into Goulden. Brisbane won't tag Goulden. So, yeah, if you think a big ceiling game could be on the plate there, then that would definitely be a pod move. Anyway, mate. Ricky, g'day, Ricky. How are you, mate? How's it going? Very well, thanks, brother. Is it worth looping Rao with Dowling or Curnow with Dowling? Oh, jeez, man. Do you know what? Probably Rao. Probably Rao at this stage. But with Curnow, you may get like either a real dud or a real... No, actually, given the fact they're playing against the Roos, I'll be looping Rao with Dowling, to be honest, mate. Arrow, what do you reckon Nick Martin scores tonight? I benched him last week. Humphries only goes and gets his highest score for the year. Well, I've got no idea, mate. Look, it's so hard to predict, isn't it? Because he scored 4 goals. Do you know what? I'll predict a 95 for him, mate. I'll predict a 95, but that is just a complete guess. I couldn't even guess, mate, to be honest. I'm sorry. I wish there was more help there, mate. Looping out D7 this week. Fish to cover if Dowling goes big at F7. Fish to cover, yeah. Fish, great cover. Hopefully he's not the sub, mate. Damn, Asher, cheers, buddy. Not it, mate. Thank you very much for coming on. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you, man. Great feedback from the potty as well, mate. Jono Carroll, g'day, Dan. Jono's going to be joining me soon on the new content creator potty as well. Costa, thinking of bringing in more instead of Cordwell to finish my forward line because I can't afford him. Thoughts? Well, if you can't afford him, then yeah, go for it, man. Wondering what captaincies you're looking at this week. So for me, mate, it's probably zeroed into Butters or Butters into Chocky Neal. Most likely combo anyway, mate. Moore's fine. Moore is absolutely fine. Okay. Dan, play Manor or Dowling to cover Dogger Gaunt? Yeah, I've got the same dilemma. Dan. I'm going with Dowling at the moment. Just after last week. And I know that, like, you can't do that. You can't just go, he scored better last week. But look, Dowling against Essendon, it's such a hard decision, isn't it, mate? Because we've seen with Manor, 118, which was better than what Dowling did last week, and then a 75. Geelong and the Dogs, they're down there. Dowling's over here. Manor more mature. Both got similar experience in the big boy league. Oh, look, mate, I'm going Dowling, but there's no great thought process behind it, mate. I don't know what's your thought process around it, Dan? Yeah, obviously you're looking at your matchups, scoring from last week. Now, Manor didn't get a heap of it, didn't tackle really well, hit the scoreboard for his first early. Probably Dowling, mate, but yeah, I'm the same. I'm the same, mate. And because I've got Fisher down back this week for Elliot Yeo, Dawson's actually there as well on field. So I've just got a straight field, either Manor or Dowling, mate. Woofy, what's going on, my man? What is happening? Down, my friend. Hope you are traveling well. Much love, much peace to you, Wolfie. Appreciate it. And I hope you are too, my mate. Thanks for tuning in, brother. Great member of the channel. Brady. I was going to Brady for a sec there. Brady got 3 trades left. Gorn and Yo out. Covers Humphries and Kruger. What do I do? Well, it's up to you, man. Absolutely up to you. Look, I'm one to hold on to the trades because I think Gorn will be back next week. Yo will be back next week. And the reason why I think that, I've got that opinion, is that Gorn was in match sim and really, really pushing to play. They want to take a cautious approach with him. So I definitely think he's back next week because of that. And Yo, apparently it's soreness. So you're not typically out for more than a week with soreness, unless it's something more sinister and they're not saying anything. I'm really not too sure, but they're saying it's soreness. So I'm assuming he's back. If I was to trade one of them out, it would be Yo. Oh, but you covers Kruger and Humphries. I'd be much more comfortable with Humphries over Kruger. But if you ask me who do you want to have in the side long term, Gorn or Yo, it's Gorn. Very tricky one, mate. Wolfie, my Supercoach season is in disarray. Unfortunately, dropped from 5 to 10 with 2 donuts last week. No trades. Man, it is so tough, isn't it? And some of the injuries have been seen, like the Philippus and all these sort of guys, mate. It's just, what do you do about it? You can't plan for it. So super unlucky, brother. And that's what can happen, isn't it? Because the ranking's so tight at the moment. When you get 2 donuts, like one's worse enough, you just can't do much. So I feel for you, man. Hopefully, though, mate, you can get a couple of players back possibly and you crack up the rankings again, mate. You're a good enough coach to do it, let me tell you, mate. Always next year. There always is, mate. Absolutely, mate. By the way, emailed you a little while ago about the YouTube membership, but I think you may have missed it. All good, though. Oh, so that will be at the Supercoach video. I'll check that out, mate. I'll write it down so I don't forget. Sorry about that, brother. I must have, absolutely missed it, mate. Like my X/Twitter inbox at the moment is just, it's that full. I still haven't got back to like Pistol from Dr. Supercoach months ago, for example. I saw him at the Slack catch up and he said, look, no offense or anything, I know that you're busy and all that, but I legitimately haven't seen it. So, apologies, brother. Do you know what? Do you guys want, do you want me to go through players, or it's probably more of a Q&A we'll go into now, eh? What's the time? I've got till about 7. So do you know what? What I might do, I might stop with the actual stock market itself, going through the players. I reckon that you guys probably want me to do more of a Q&A at this stage. And if there's a particular player that I haven't discussed already, then yeah, I'll take a look at him, I suppose. All right. What's this? Murray Hardest gifted it. Oh, thank you very much, Murray. You're an absolute legend, my friend. Thank you very much. Gifted 1 Supercoach with DR membership. You're an absolute champion, mate. You didn't have to do that. And I always say that. You never have to do this, guys. One of the best ways you can support us is also by getting yourself one of these. Not only good quality, the other thing is money also goes to the Royal Children's Hospital appeal for that. But, things like this with the memberships, that money goes to Beyond Blue. So I sort of go with the 2 charities. The first one is Beyond Blue. That's more of my membership. So all the membership money goes to Beyond Blue. And the beanies, so $5 from every beanie sold goes to the RCH. So they're 2 charities that are really, really close to my heart. So, whenever someone does gift a membership, then the money is legitimately going to a really, really good cause. And it just, it really brightens my day. So thanks, Muzz. You're an absolute legend. Thank you so much for that, my man. Murray, what a legend you are. Absolutely, Jono. Absolutely. Who do I captain out of Nank, Bont, and Butters? Who are the Tigers? Oh, so the Tigers have the Port matchup, don't they? Yeah. Ooh. Do you know what? So DFS, I think Port are the easiest matchup, aren't they? Just let me double check this, mate. So I'll just quickly go. I know that you guys can't see this on the screen. All right, so Ruck, and we'll just go Supercoach last 10. All right, so Ruck, Port. Yeah. They're the easiest matchup in the last 10. Then you got Butters, though, who just goes nuts against Richmond and has in the past. All right. My answer to your question, mate, is I'd probably go out of Nank and Butters, to be honest. You never discount Bond. You never discount Bond. But I'd probably, and he's got a good record as well down there, but I'd probably say Nank or Butters, just given both their matchups. If you want a pod, go with Nank. If you want to go more with the crowd, then go with Butters, mate. Cheers, brother. Love your work. Awesome, mate. Thank you very much, Ricky. Appreciate you, man. Available assistance now, dear. Absolutely, Jono. Jump on, my friend. Jump on, my man. All right, Tommy Smith. I've got one last premium spot to fill this round with 6 trades left. I'm taking out Schoenmaker, Dry Clark, and maybe even Round. Not sure who to complete my defense with. I'd need to know who your other players are, man. I'd need to know who your other players are in order to answer that. But look, Houston is at a pretty good price this week. He's actually cheaper than Yo, because I was looking at Yo replacements potentially for myself. Farrell is out, and he may have a bit more of a monopoly on the kick-ins. So I think he's probably the best value one that you could be looking at the moment, mate. Field McKercher or Dowling, I'd always say McKercher. Look, even though he's sore, I'd still probably go McKercher, mate, if he's actually named. Dan, it's very 50-50. Maname, Spike, and Geelong, though. Yeah, I know. Might back the more mature player. Cat's got more to play for than the Crows. Oh, Dan. Yeah, it's a good point. It's a good point. Isn't it hard, mate? Wouldn't you just love to loop him? You may be right, mate. You may be right. Maybe I do go Manor. Maybe I do. It just seems like, Dowling with the first game. Oh, it's 50-50, Dan, isn't it? You're right. The Cats do have more to play for. He wouldn't be a sub candidate, would he, Manor? Just, like, I'm not saying Stars a sub, but get subbed off. Yeah, it's tough, mate. The other people, look, give us your thoughts, guys. Manor v Dowling in the comments. Jackie, how's your rank going, DR? I'm back now. Jumped inside the top 1K last week. Nice, man. Bringing in Nank and Dunkley, Franken and Gorn. Have one trade left. Have McKercher at M9. Rao is pissing me off. Oh, well, mate, the good thing is at least you can be looping Kirch and Rao. That's a really good thing, mate. So, yeah, Rao's pissing everyone off at the moment, mate, that own him. Us non-owners are going, keep on actually going in the dumpster here, really. But if at least you can loop him, mate, that's good. And my rank, I actually forget, mate. It's 439, mate. So 439 for the season rank. Shattered, I stuffed up my VC captain combo. I went literally Sarong into Dogger without knowing what I did. Something happened. Maybe I reversed a trade or something. If I'd have gone Chalky Neal, would have been inside the top 400, mate. But look, you certainly can't complain, can you, buddy, with where I'm at. Actually, McKercher, Dowling, or Humphreys. Ooh, I'd definitely go Kirch or Humphreys. Does Humphreys just get over the line due to the fact that Kirch might be sore, and even if he gets up, he may be a subbed out candidate? Normally, if they're all healthy, I'd go McKercher by the length, but I'd almost go Humphreys, McKercher, then Dowling, just in case Kirch really is sore and doesn't actually get up. All right. Oh, I've almost got to go, guys. I'm going to turbo through these. Brendan, how are you, Brendan? Dowling's emergency scores, loop him with Kynan, Brown, or Livingston. If he scores bad, then Manor in the forward line. Yeah, absolutely. If you can do that, mate. Absolutely. Yeah, I just can't at the moment because I'll have Will Dawson and Livingston there. So one of these blokes will literally be on field for me because Dog is going up for Gorney. So yeah, that would be ideal, mate. Think I'm starting to coach this week, and if Rag gets good score, I'll loop him. Absolutely, dude. Yep. Cheers, I appreciate it. A tough one. Enjoy night, legend. You too, Brady. Thanks, mate. Always a tough one, mate. And look, don't take what I say as gospel, mate. Lots of the time, it's a bit of a stab, mate, because you just you really want to answer the question. But lots of the time, I just love to say I'm just on the fence, mate. But I'll try to give you an answer when I can, brother. But I hope it's the right advice. I'm sorry if it's not, man. Murray, my legend. Hadia, my favorite of the content creators. I have to feel, man, and I appreciate that, man. Like, there are so many great content creators out there. As I said, I was with all the Dr. Supercoach goats who, in my opinion, are like the best of the best and like my heroes type thing. It was like, they're like celebrities to me. They're normal blokes. And, I count them as mates now, which a few years ago, the thought of me saying that I'm mates with the Dr. Supercoach guys, would just blow my mind. But yeah, I'm very humbled to be able to say that, mate. Thank you, brother. I have to field either Kruger or Richards. Who's back this week? Is Coxie back this week? Oh, look, usually I'd say Richards, but is he going to be sub candidate? Hopefully not. I'd probably go Richards, mate. Probably Richards, because we've seen him go a nice ton and stuff before. Couple of nice scores in a row, so probably Joey for me, mate. But it's hard, brother. It's very, very hard. DB's Rush. I'll probably butchered it. LA, man. Howdy, I love your work, mate. I appreciate you, man. Want to trade out Sexton this week to a defender that's a bit more consistent. Who would you recommend for less than 515K? All right, let's have a look, man. For less than 515K. All right, so we'll filter here. What's happening? Clear filters. So I'll go 520 in our defensive line. Yeah, well, Houston stands out straight away. Nick Martin is probably a realist, but again, someone asked me before, what do you think he'll score? I think it was it the Great Fear? I forget who it was. And it's so hard to tell. Like, he's very, 90s, 80s to a nice 100. It's hard. Sorry, this is so hard for me to, it's so temperamental. All right, so I don't like Yo because he's not playing this week. No to McGrath, no to Himmelberg. So it's probably Houston number one for me so far. Jack Crisp has been a little bit out of form. He'd be okay. Stewart in that midfield role, I think is actually a decent selection. This is the pod that I like the most. So if you want a pod selection, then it's Trent Rivers for me. I think he's going to be a really important midfielder for Melbourne moving forward. So the pod pick is Trent Rivers. I think Stewart, you could almost say, is a safe pick. I think ceiling-wise, you're probably looking at Dan Houston. So you've got ceiling, safe, pod. Not liking Fisher, just too risky for me. Atkins, Keane, Short. Nah, I wouldn't go Comben. Yeah, that'd be the four options for me, mate. Yeah, I think we're going two down the barrel there now. So yeah, it would be one of those four. Yeah, as I said, depends which way you want to go out of those three, mate. Pod, safe, or ceiling. Hope that helps, brother. Rohit, another legendary member. How are you, brother? Got two more trades left. Should I trade Yo out for Ryan Houston Sinclair or put him on the bench and field Humphreys and save the trade? I would absolutely go with Humphreys and save the trade, mate. Like, in saying that, I think that Yo to a Sinclair could be a very decent upgrade within itself. I don't think Houston or Ryan have the upside of Sinclair personally, but if you've got Humphreys there, look at what he's done the last three, mate. Someone mentioned before he's taken more of that Tom Stewart role. So I would actually hold the trade, mate, because I think Yo he's listed as soreness at the moment. So I assume he comes back next week. And I'd just field Humphreys. Who plays first? So no, you can't. Yeah, you can't do that. So I was going to say see how Humphreys goes, but yeah, it doesn't work out like that. So I'd probably hold the trades, to be honest, mate. Yoda Will Day. Look, you could as a real pod, mate. Look, Day's just been super consistent lately, around the 100 mark. So yeah, could. Jackie would have had a massive score last week. Had 23.90 and Hold Sarong captain was filthy at myself. Has changed from Chalky Neal. Mate, I had Sarong into dog rice, stuffed it, man, and I was spewing with myself about Chalky because, as I said, it would have been 300 and I would have unbelievably have overtaken Janeth in the ranks. I think I'm 20 odd points behind, so wouldn't believe it, would you? Dibby's Rush should have clarified. Sorry, don't have Martin, have Houston. Oh, well, go Martin then, mate. You could definitely go Martin over Houston. Absolutely, man. Next one, Tommy Fisher. Hey, man. Megan DR. Basically, I can either go route to Neil. Oh, man, that'd be nice. Or Richards to deal more, which means Dog will be my F7 when Gorn is back. Oh, Richards to deal more. Do you know what, mate? I can't not say route to Neil, my boy Chocky. But then you've got, Dogger at F7 is a really, really nice luxury to have. But Real at the moment, like you're talking going from like someone who's scoring like a rookie to a failed mid-pricer to an uber elite that's been in ripping form and in the best form really out of any midfielder in the comp. So Real to Neil, mate. Real to Neil, I think. My man JG, how are you, Joshy boy? Love it here. Good luck this round. Much love to you, mate. And I'll tell you what, guys and girls, make sure if you haven't already checked out, sub to the Supercoach Hub. You got JG, you got Scobes, Vern. I'm forgetting someone. Pleb as well. Much love to Pleb. Maddie as well. Nath. I think that's everyone there. Big crew at the Supercoach Hub. Make sure you check them out because these blokes are legends. And the best thing is, look, I wouldn't say Joshy is near as loose as Scobes, but a little bit of looseness to Joshy, which is why I absolutely love him. A lot of looseness to Scobes, which is why I absolutely love that sexy man as well. So make sure you check out the Supercoach Hub for some great content, guys. Jono said, hey, I've just missed it. Hey, legend. Thank you, mate. Hey, I hope you're well, mate. Hey, Sam, you too, brother. Hope you're all good, man. Mitch Newman, g'day, DR. Hey, Mitch, do I go Merritt into Butters Nank or Butters into Nank? If I could, I would actually go Butters. Oh, hang on, you can't go Butters into Nank, sorry. So Merritt into Butters Nank or Butters Nank into Neil. Yeah, well, I've got the same dilemma. We need some Essendon supporters. Someone told me, look, and that I don't know this, but I follow them on Twitter without actually following them too much, and they sent me a DM saying that Insult with Keys is going to go to Merritt. Now, I don't want to say that, right? This is coming from someone that, and shout out to you. Thank you for telling me, legend, if you're not trolling me. I don't know if it's true. So please, please, please do not base your decision on that. But someone told me that, which is the only reason why I got a little bit of cold feet. If you think that Butters is going to be the highest scorer this round or has a potential to, always try to VC him. Because the worst thing is, Merritt goes 120 and you're going, is Butters going to go 150 on this mob? So, but then again, Neil, I think that Neil could be potentially tagged by Jordan. So, yeah, it's gut feel, mate. What you think is going to happen with the tags? I'd almost be tempted to go and Merritt into Butters or Nank, simply because I think there's a fairly good chance that James Jordan goes to Neil. Neil could break the tag. Who knows? But it's a really tough one, brother. TK Drop Bear, how are you, man? Love your stuff, DR. Thank you, brother. Thoughts on picking up Sinclair or Whitfield for Gov this week? Yeah, absolutely, mate. Absolutely. Either way, you're going really well. I would prefer Sinclair over Whitfield, but Whitfield is probably going to be top 6 from here on out in regards to defenders, mate. So, yeah, 2 wonderful, wonderful, wonderful options. I'll be going Sinclair myself, though. It's so hard to deny that Marvel run, mate. So, and I like his durability more than Whitfield's as well, brother. Hey, Jono. Nice one, Joshy. Jackie, VC Butters into Neil. Feel like Nank could go large against. Absolutely, Nank could go large against Sweet, mate. 100%. VC Butters into Neil. Look, you could, as I said, I just don't know about that tag, mate. I really, really don't know. We're saying a nice couple of hellos here from everyone. JG, hope you get a massive score. Lovely of you to say that, mate. Caldwell, a chance to go large tonight also, but not a VC shout in my opinion. Yep, me too, mate. Me too. Not touching Zerrett after last week. Yeah, look, who knows, man. But was someone telling me, I think he's got a similar, is it like a similar pattern? Let me just check. Is it like a similar pattern to Gorn after a loss or something like that? Oh, see, I forget when they've won and lost. Or is it like he follows up like a bad score with a really good one or something? So they're all good. 94, 119, 97, 125, 78, 145, 82. Yeah, look, it's a tough one, but I think he could actually bounce back. I think Zerrett could bounce back. Yeah. I may still go there as VC. Perkins Cook for the sub tonight. Awesome, mate. And Caldwell is playing. Thanks, Jono. Appreciate you, mate. Good info for all the community there. Jaranet. Hey, Jara. Thanks for all the top tier content. Yeah, no problems, man. Thanks for tuning in. As I always say, mate, the content is nothing without the audience, mate. So appreciate you, man. Jono, what time are you thinking for the call? No idea. Sorry, brother. As I said, didn't have anything planned. But if I've got time, mate, if Riv allows it and all the rest, because Lisa's doing the hard yards at the moment. I've been at work all day and basically done my stuff and gone straight into this. So we'll see what happens, mate. I don't want to say particular time, sorry, mate, but we'll work it out. All right, I've only got a couple more here, and we're almost at 7, so I might even leave it here. So I can see another one. I won't forget you, brother. Harvey Dodgson. Oh, I butchered it, Harvey. Sorry, brother. Hope you're well. Still have Rao with 2 trades. McKercher on bench. Need one more forward. I don't know if I should be done, but first, so hang on. I'm going to read this again. Still have Rao with 2 trades. McKercher on bench. Need one more forward. I know I should be done, but first use, so only floating in the top 30K. What should I do? I don't know what that is. I don't know if I'm not reading this right, Harvey, but you got Rao with 2 trades, McKercher on bench. Need another forward. So what should be so what should be done first? Trading out Rao or getting your forward. I always say try to upgrade to full premium, mate, before you're sideways. So if that's what you're asking, mate, I would be saying full premium before sideways. H, my man. Day Legend, hold Fisher or just trade him to Sinclair. How many trades you got, H? Type in how many trades you got, mate. See, you'd be slapping yourself, wouldn't you, if the Fish plays his full game, gives you potential DPP status if you need it. But in saying that, you know for a fact that Fish to Sinclair is going to be a big upgrade. You know that, mate. To his mate, yep. Sweet, Jono. Cheers, brother. Dacos VC into Bont or Bonton's Gordon. Bonton's Gordon, mate, because Finn McGuinness is back this week. And unless Sammy Mitchell's absolutely trolling, you'd assume he'd go to Dacos, mate. So you'd be staying away from Dacos. 3 trades. Do you need Fish for DPP, mate? If you got 3 trades, no more injuries, I probably would do it, mate. I probably would do it. That way, you still got 2 for injuries, and you get a massive upgrade there. And the worry isn't there that, like, is he going to be sub? Is he going to be in and out of the side? You'd be getting an Uber defender in, my number 1 defender from here until the end of the season in, as well as losing the stress, mate. So with 3 trades, I probably would. But in saying that, the Fish is one of the better forwards out there. Up to you, mate. I probably would, though, to be honest. And listen here, Sammy. Dacos will be tagged by Finn. Yeah, yep. That's why I'd most likely stay away from him, I think, Sammy. All right. Again, just want to give a big shout out here to Murray. Gifted 1 Supercoach for Dow membership. Appreciate you, Murray. Thank you very much for that, man. And the other thing as well, for anyone that's late, is Causes wrap with this. They're in. So hoodies in now. We've got the tees in. Stickers, notebooks as well. There we are on the back there with the hoodie. So for those who got the beanie as well, that will absolutely keep you nice and warm in the winter there, guys. All right. That is going to be it from me, I think. We've been about an hour and a half. Now, it wasn't your traditional type stocking. It really turned into a Q&A. Look, for me this week, I might just quickly show you the side. So I'll be holding on to Yo. So I've got 2 trades left personally with 29K in the bank. Fisher playing again this week. The only risk is that he could start as a sub. I don't think that he does. Gut feel says that he doesn't. And McKercher may potentially be out. That would be great for me if he was. Not hoping that he is for other people. But yeah, so I'll be holding on to Yo this week, given the fact it's only Soreness. I don't want to be using a trade when I've only got 2 left for Soreness. Although it's really tempting to go down to Dan Houston. But not for now. So Shees, Dacos, Ryan, Dale, Martin, and Fish will be on field. Now, big decision here in the forward line in a sec. Midfield, we've got Bont, Neal, Butters, Zeret, Walsh, Green, Rosie, and the Schlong, with Manor currently the backup emergency if needed, but not really planning on looping him. I'm hoping that the premiums will do well. At the moment, I am actually Zeret into Butters at the moment. That could change. What have we got? 43 minutes. Jeepers. Okay. Then we've got obviously Gone Out, who I'm holding, given the fact I've got Dogger there. This is what I was saying before, why I can't actually loop Manor and Dowling. I've got to select the one because we've got Flanders, Heaney, Caldwell, Zorko, Simpkin, and then Dogger, Dawson, and Livingston. So, yeah, that's a little bit frustrating. But, it is what it is. Ideally, with my best team, Dogger comes back down here and I loop him with a Dowling, with a Manor, or even a Fisher. And down here, it's looping what your Dales, Martins with a Fisher maybe. So, yeah, I'm in an okay spot, particularly with the 2 trades. I've got 22 on field quite easily. It's just this decision here. Manor or Dowling? Shocky against Sydney at the Gather. This is really tough. So my 2 big decisions are my VC captain and Manor v Dowling. Do you know what? No, I'd hate to do it. I want to hold on to my trades. What I could actually do, which I would be loath to do, this is like I'm talking complete disaster type stuff. Complete disaster, like Dowling for a 10 to 20, is that I could actually loop Dowling. And then if that's the case, then just bring Fisher back up. Nah, I wouldn't want to do that. Nah. I was going to say I could just bring Fisher back up, but I can't actually because Fisher has to stay there for Yo. He has to stay there. If not, I could bring Fisher back up and then just trade Yo. That would be my other option. So if I was to go with Dowling, because remember, it looks like his emergency is actually on field though at the moment. I'm just giving myself a little bit of movement here by leaving him there for now as the emergency. If he goes absolutely terribly, rolls an ankle in the first minute and gets subbed off, then I probably will, to be honest, just bring Fisher back up and trade Yo to Houston. I would hate to do it, to waste one of the last 2 trades, but I can't cop a 20, I don't think, or a terrible score. I'm hoping this isn't the case, but so that's probably why I will actually do that with Dowling over Manor. Now, this is just personal for me because Manor actually plays later on after Yo. So that's the play for me, actually. That's the reason why and this is why it's good to talk it almost out loud to yourself. That's why I'm going to go with Dowling, because it gives me the option to then bring your Fisher in case of disaster and then just get rid of Yo, move on, still have the 1 trade in the bank. If I go Manor here, I'll just have to wait, and I won't be able to make that switch. with Yo. So, yes, that is it for now from me, guys. Anyway, so again, not the traditional stocky, as we said, but something a little bit different. Something a little bit different. So I will love you and leave you there. All the best of luck for this week, guys. I will try to get in this members call at some stage during tonight. It certainly won't be before the game. I need to do my bit with Riv for now, and then just make sure I panic with my own side before the game actually starts. I don't know what I'm going to do with the VC. I'm going to get in the content creators chat with all the legends there. I can't just copy Janeth because like Essendon's the first one. I can't just copy him. I'll speak with my brother, see what he was doing, see what the great pig mentality is doing. Roscoe, the third man up, see what Absy's doing, and then I'll go from there. But it's going to be zeroed into Butters or Butters into Chocky, I think, at this stage. So all the best of luck, guys. Hope that you are well, and I'll see you soon in the next one. Sorry, Jono. Could you swap Yo with Sard? Potentially, Jono. I will look at that. Thank you, my friend. This is why it's good to talk with other people as well, despite Essendon playing tonight. So that means Sard to be locked in. I'll have a look at that, Jono. Appreciate it, brother. All right, guys. Thank you very much. Ending the stream now. If there's any more questions or anything, feel free to leave them below. I won't be able to get to them before this game, but if they're about other players from other games, feel free to leave them down there in the comment section, and I'll get to them ASAP. So all the best, guys. Hope you have an awesome weekend, and I'll see you soon. Cheers, legends. Bye.